I don't know. Hi guys, consequence time.
Time for Aspie to get some punishment. Lots of water balloons. We're gonna throw them all.
Yeah, right.
And she can't move. Even better.
Okay, it's like pin the tail of the dog now, Lolly Fire.
Smack that ass. Anyway.
Give it to me.
Right, let's go throw
Get
that
ready. Oh my god. Okay, so while he's
enjoy
gonna be
this.
behind throwing 4. It's 4 each of you guys. I'm dreading this right now.
Move these off so I don't.
Stop peeing, Fire! Fire! Not now! I'm just gonna put my clothes on. Ah!
Let's wet her up, make sure she's. No.
Oh!
Let's get her wet, nice and wet. Rightio guys, now it's time to piss on her. Oh yeah. Yep, let's get her nice and wet.
Let's go!
Nice and ready for her shampoo.
Oh, Fire!
Stop moving.
Oh, what? I don't want to pee my pants!
No, that's what we're talking about. Oh shit. Try again. Look at her hiding.
What is the fun objective? Like a Jack in a box.
Yeah, final one guys. Final
Okay,
one.
we need only one more of this.
Nice little baby. Phew. Oh, I went in the pool. Oh.
Right, I am so totally drenched, which is annoying me.
Get her shampoo, let's shampoo her hair.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh. Not looking forward to this guys, now it's my turn, but before we start, wait, I'll show you this.
Fire! Stop bloody, what you call it? No! Seriously!
One of mine survived! Die!
Maybe I can have that extra one. Thank you, Fire.
Ah!
Payback is a bitch, isn't it, yo?
Gotta drink it!
Yeah! Come on, pick it up, boy. Pick it up.
Good way to have a shower.
Yeah, exactly. Stop stripping Fire.
Give it to me, baby! Ow, 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 ow! Never ending water!
Oh no,
I need like a bat to bat it back!
Fun cut now. Don't tell me, where did that one go?
Sinking Joe! I survived one. What the? Come on!
Aspie's really good at, not good at throwing.
Oh, that's 2! I might get to throw his back, come on! Oh!
And the nuts. But this is not fair. I need to surgically remove it.
Retake!
Ah!
Where's that one?
I don't know.
Where is it, guys?
Don't tell me he has to dive in. I'm regretting this,
Oh,
guys.
here it is!
Oh no.
Ow, hell, ow, hell!
Oh no.
Oh yeah!
Yes! You gotta love the bloody water bomb! Hey guys, I hate this! Obviously I'm the most saturated!
Oh, I think you can retake. There's a retake there.
Who knows?
Mini! Wet!
No, I'm man spreading, are we, Fire?
Oh, I'm just chilling.
Oh. Dry out in the sun like Aspie wants to.
That's the one, dry out.
Yes, well Aspie wants tan.
I've got to go in the pool as well. It's freezing cold.
Yeah, and Aspie doesn't want to freeze like an ice
Let's
castle.
just get this over with, shall we?
Good luck, Fire. Whoa!
Cold!
Yeah? Hold on to your seat, folks.
Now who's more wet? have some of that in your shot glass.
No, shot glasses are waiting till later to get drunk, Fire. You know. So,
Cold.
really?
And I'm very saggy.
Yay!